Hey guys, it's Damien from Marketing Food Online. So I had a great question from one of my subscribers, and let me get my light on really quick. I'm here in our shop. It's actually really late. I've been out with the family, had some dinner and all that good stuff. So really quick, the question was, when you're selling on multiple platforms, when you're on Amazon, if you're on Etsy, if you're on eBay and all of these different channels, how do you keep track of the orders? And like, what would be a good method to make sure that the orders get out on time? And then how do you basically keep track of all of it was the gist of the question. So in this video, I'm going to actually show you how I do it. As you may or may not know, we actually have 6 online stores, and we have listed over 700 items on our Amazon store. We've got over, I think it's 300 on Etsy, and it goes on and on and on. So it's a lot of stuff that we offer, and there's a lot of different variations of products. So I'm going to show you and take you through the routine of how I actually keep track of them and how we fill the orders here on Marketing Food Online. Take care. Hey guys, all right, so I got the camera set up here on one of our shipping tables. So I'm going to do a really quick video to show you how and explain to you how we actually keep track of our 6 stores online. It took quite some time, of course, to build up these stores. And if, of course, you don't know anything about who we are, what we do, I started a small candy business from our home. We started selling locally with my wife nearly about 11 years ago now. Before that, I owned and operated an Italian bakery and cafe. We had a gelato. We did panini sandwiches and breads. And then we transitioned to being online and selling a lot of our cookies and a lot of our desserts and such and chocolate-covered items online. So we started with a small eBay store. Then we got into our commercial facility and then began to sell online through Etsy and then eBay and then eventually onto Amazon and then our own website. And we do quite a bit of business. We make a very good living doing what we do now. But it's taken quite a while to build up our business. I'm not gonna lie. It's been quite a few years. But we have been working day in and day out for quite some time, and we have a great business now. And over 11 years of experience being owning my own business, I now have our channel here on YouTube. So I kind of bring you guys all the tips and tricks and show you how we do what we do. Our business is 100% online now. We do not have a retail storefront. We sold our bakery. We got rid of that bakery quite a few years ago, and we are online. So with that being said, really quick so you understand who I am and what I do. I'm just here in my office, and I'm going to show you how we do this. So our business is, of course, like I just said, online. So how does that work? Well, if I get an order, here's what I do. I offer items through these different platforms, Amazon, Etsy, and eBay, okay? So we have our products up there, and we offer most of the websites that we sell through. We'll give free shipping on all of our items, and we do economy shipping. So it gives us a little bit of a window, a time frame to fulfill the orders in a certain period of time. So here's how it works. So for an example, on a Monday, let's say on a Monday you bought something from me. Okay, you placed an order on Monday morning. We have it's a 2 to 3 day window. So let's say it was January 1st. This is just an example, okay? So on a Monday, January 1st, you place an order with me. Now I have to print the shipping label and get the product out normally by about Wednesday or Thursday. This is going to be based upon how you have chosen to offer shipping, okay? We don't offer a 2-day shipping where it's you purchase it and it's part of Prime. We do have some products that are on Prime through Amazon, but the bulk of our Prime or bulk of our orders, our items on Amazon, Etsy, and eBay are actually just free economy shipping. So there's a window of a time frame once you purchase it to the time you receive it. It's not something, again, that it is turned around time is Monday and we ship it on Monday the exact same day that you place the order. We have a couple of days to fulfill the order and get it physically to the shipping service that we chose. And most of the time, it's actually going to be the post office, USPS. So on Monday, every single day, of course, as you may or may not know, I'm, of course, logged in. I'm online to our shops literally every day except for Sunday. So Monday through Saturday, I am on the computer probably about 10 to 11 hours every day. Sometimes it's longer than that. So I'll log into all of my accounts, and for that day, I'll print up all of the orders that have to get made, basically be made and get packaged and sent out that day. So I'll come over here to our handy-dandy computer. I'll show you really quick. Okay, there it is. Okay, so in the morning I log in, I go onto my laptop, come over here, I print up all of our shipping labels for orders that have to go out on that day, okay? So that I'll have that label printed. Okay, so this is the technique that I use. I'll grab that label. It comes over here, Now, the bulk of what we sell, by the way, are items that we make. There are some items that I do not make. Let me try to adjust this really quick and open this up. I'm on a tripod here, so let me just open this up. Okay. So the bulk of what we actually offer, like I said, is stuff we make, okay? We have like there's an 80-20 rule that I have in my business where 80% of what I sell is products that I actually make. 20% are products that I just flip, things that I turn around and sell, and they're food related. I don't do technology. I don't do any of that stuff. Okay, so we print up the orders. It's normally early in the morning. I get up every day between 6 and 6:30. My day gets started, and I'm get down to our shop. Takes a little time to get there. So once we get there, it's about 7 o'clock. Okay, so I'll start printing up the shipping labels for the day, and then it goes onto our board to do. This is the handy dandy board. I just use an old box here on the wall. It's very simple. But I'll print up the label itself, and it's a shipping label. Like a shipping label here. And we get it up on the board, and it's that's the to-do list. That's the day's inventory, if you will, or those are the day's orders that need to be made and shipped. Okay? So how do I keep track of, again, back to the question, the original question was with all of the different channels. So I log into all of the different accounts that we have, different stores, and those orders that are due that day to be physically shipped and made, print them up, put them on our board, by our shipping table. And this is our shipping table here. Okay, so put it on our board, and then we get started. I have bakers that come in. I have candy. My wife is here most of the time, and then we have our helpers that come in, of course, and work with us. So candy making and cookies and all that. So there's a set amount of orders. No matter what the sales platform is, it's basically done the same way. We print up the shipping labels, get it on the board. It's almost like the idea of you operating a restaurant or a cafe. So if you just think about this. So if you came into my bakery, for instance, and you ordered a panini sandwich and gelato ice cream, which we made all this stuff from scratch. We did gelatos, we did fresh breads, we did cookies and pastries, and you ordered an eclair, you ordered a panini and a scoop of ice cream. So you'd place that order with me, right? And then we would go ahead and we would fulfill it. And then that order is done. When you pay for it, you eat it, you consume it, right? You're done. It's kind of like a restaurant in a sense. Your order is filled, you get it, and you're done. And then you can move on to the next order, okay? Same concept, but being online 100% and really offering as much fresh stuff that we do when we have cookies and bundt cakes and chocolate pretzels and Oreos, the turnaround time, the window, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, that is so key for our success is that it gives us that time frame to make the product. So on Monday, I have to ship it by like Wednesday or Thursday. Monday, I have 2 dozen cookies. Let's just use it as an example. So that order comes in for 2 dozen cookies. So between Monday and Wednesday, I have to make sure I get these baked, packaged in a box, and labeled and out the door. Okay? So normally what happens is that I'll get the order on a Monday. I'll probably fulfill it on Tuesday. If it's a cookie that has to be iced, or depending on the product, if it has to sit for overnight because the icing has to set and harden, we can't ship cookies with icing that's dripping off. So it depends on the product. So a lot of stuff will go the same day. Some of the stuff will be made and then baked and like iced and has to set a few hours, and then we can box it. But it gives us a great minimal to almost zero waste. Okay, if you can conceive the concept of having a product that can be paid for in advance, the customer purchases the product, we make it, fulfill the order, ship it, and then we move on to the next order. So it's a very smooth flowing business that every single day we're getting orders in. We get it'll average between 40 to 50 orders a day. Sometimes it's more than that. Holidays, it could be anywhere from 75 to 100 orders every single day coming in. And it may not seem like a lot, but our average customer spends around $24 to $25 per transaction with us. That's the average. And we also, this is not accounting for corporate orders and our wholesale accounts. These are just from the 6 online businesses that we have. They do not account for our corporate and, like I said, our wholesale and bulk orders that we get from quite a few other companies. That's not, those orders are filled in a different manner. So get the order, print the label, produce the product, put it on the box, get it shipped, and it's out the door. So the turnaround time is between 2 to 3 business days at the most. Sometimes it's faster than that. But this way is actually, compared to our business model when we ran the bakery, when you have a retail storefront, you got to have product available and people have to see it. But the bad thing is if you don't sell fresh cookies or pastries or gelato ice cream even within a certain window of time, you have to throw it out because it's not fresh. We don't use preservatives. We don't prolong the shelf life any way, shape, or form. So this type of a business model is phenomenal. The profit margins are much, much higher. The overhead is less because, of course, you're not dealing with the public. There's a lot less insurance and other things that we have to use. Of course, we do have insurance, but it's a different type of insurance for food production as opposed to it is when you have guests coming into, customers coming into your place, sitting down and eating. That's a whole different type of ballgame. So this method is something that has worked for us nearly 11 years now, and it's given us an opportunity to have very low waste. We don't throw out hardly anything because everything is really just made to order. And as our resources, our supplies go down, we just ingredients and such, we just buy it and get it in bulk, and we keep it constantly flowing. So it's also extremely fresh. Cookies are made and shipped within a matter of 48 hours or so, and then they're out the door. So cakes are the same way, chocolate pretzel rods and everything. So this is kind of how we balance 6 stores online. It's not as overwhelming as some people may think it may be because you've got so many different items and they're in so many different places. Basically, it's just a repetitive, very structured, but very it's habitual. It's a habit. So every day I make it a habit to log into the accounts. Of course, I got to be online and run the business every day and be present here. So printing up the labels, going to eBay, Etsy, and Amazon, all those orders that are due, let's say on a Monday, print the labels up, put them together, put them on the board, get them prioritized, and make the product and ship it. And that's just the same thing we do every day. So, and that can work with anything. If you're not making your own products to order, if it's not fresh, that's fine. If you have a warehouse, if you got a big commercial facility, and you're stocking a large amount of food products, and maybe you're just reselling foods, the same method could be used for that, okay? So it's just a matter of taking the orders online, printing your shipping labels, making sure you have a notation. I put it on the back. I'll show you really quick. So for instance, the label here, I got to make some cookies. This is a notation. You may not be able to read it, but this is a notation of a type of cookie that we make. It's 2 dozen, so it's 24 cookies. I make a note of the flavor. I put it on our board. Our bakers get it done, put it in a box. It's out the door. Very simple. So to answer that question in 11 minutes, that's pretty much the gist of how we operate from day to day. Of course, there's a lot of other things that go on throughout the day. Believe it or not, the other thing that we do, as I mentioned in one of our other videos, we have a lot of different sources of income that we've created over the years, which is something that I have learned over the years because like many of you probably, I had a job and I only relied on that paycheck. But I wish I knew now, 20 years ago, what I know now, that would have been much different, but that's okay. So what I mean by that is that not only do we have 6 stores that we operate, but we have multiple YouTube channels. My son and I actually have a handful of kids channels that are very, very successful on YouTube as well. So we do a lot of filming of videos of those, as well as marketing food here. And of course, I have the consulting business where I work with some of you through the email consultation and even the 1-hour phone consulting services that we offer as well. So I stay very, very busy, but it is what I do, and I love to do it every single day. So that's what drives me to do what I do. So all in all, that is how we operate it. So if you have any questions about how this works and how it can work for you, just let me know down below. I'd be happy to answer any questions. And of course, if you need something more in depth, we of course have the consulting available, as I just mentioned, and I can work with you directly on that as well. So if this was an informative video and helped you out, please do, as always, give me a big thumbs up. And I appreciate you guys' feedback, whether it's good or bad. Honest feedback is always the best. So I'll see you guys on the next video.